Hey, what up, socialites? Welcome back to the Social Studies Podcast with me, Joe Dombrowski.
And me, Gaspare Randazzo. And today is April 30th when we're recording. And today is Joe's birthday, everybody.
It is my birthday, and none of you knew. You know what? Real quick about birthdays.
No one gives a fuck.
First of all, do you like getting a shitload of birthday texts on your birthday? Like, does it do it for you?
Text does not. It's so hard. Like, I hate the generic ones that are just like, hey, happy birthday. It's like, where do you go from there? It's like, cool, thanks. Like, but then if they call you, then you're like obligatory, like on the phone with people who not necessarily you might not talk to all the time. You know? I mean, I don't know. I don't mind it. It's sweet when people remember it.
It's a very nice gesture.
What about on Facebook when they just hit you with the, hey, Mark Zuckerberg told me it was your birthday, so I'm writing on your wall.
I don't even check my wall. Do we even call it a wall anymore?
I don't know. Isn't that's so weird? I haven't said
Gaspare,
that.
like, literally, you just took us back to 2012. Like, that was
I haven't thought about a Facebook wall. I actually just watched this video of Mark Zuckerberg explaining like the poke feature. Like it was like back in like 2011. And he was like, just a fun little feature to let someone know you're thinking about them. Like poke. Give him a little
poking was
poke.
Sexual.
Oh, well.
Like if you poked me, you might as well have just gave me a handy. Like that was a thing.
Yeah, see, I remember getting poked and I was like, wow, this is someone's like poking me to let me know they're thinking about me.
I would I would be in poke like wars with guys until like someone would be like, I will win this poke war. And they would message you saying that. It's like, all right, now we're talking.
Yeah.
And now we're
having sex.
No, I never said that, you dirty, dirty little raccoon.
And now we're poking for real.
Going back to a few episodes ago where you and I were talking about what kind of dog we would be. You know what kind of dog you are? I just realized you're a raccoon, fully.
The ones that sneak into pools.
And also for real talk, okay, Gaspare, listen. Like lion is cat, right?
Okay.
Raccoon is dog?
No.
Bear is dog?
No, definitely not.
What is bear?
I mean, bear is a bear. There's no equivalent to it. What's a pterodactyl? Also, why is the letter P in pterodactyl?
For real.
Start there.
Asshole was just like, throw a P in it. Okay, anyway, sorry, you guys. We're off track already. I'm going to be this weekend in Calgary. That's in Canada, for those of you who don't know. Pretty much sold out all 5 shows. I'm not sure if actually, we did sell out all 5. And then we added a 6th. That 6 might be sold out by now. By now, who knows? I could add a 7th. It's April 30th. But the show they start on May 9th. So there's that. After that, I'm going to be Comedy at the Carlson in Rochester. Then I'm actually doing a show called My Straight Friends in Seattle on May 22nd at Comedy/Bar. So if you're here, check that out. I host that with my friend Richie Armani. Big news coming up with that. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh at the end of May, and then it's Denver and Tacoma for a crowd work taping. And then I'm getting married. Get your tickets at thejoedombrowski.com.
And I will be dun, 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 dun. So I just added a few new things. So I will be in Chicago next week, Philly, Point Pleasant, New Jersey, LA. Just added San Francisco. Whoop, whoop. I'll be in Long Island, Boston, Washington, D.C., Tampa, Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, Manchester, Tennessee, Atlanta, Staten Island, Freehold, New Jersey, Austin, Dallas, Columbus, Cincinnati, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Rochester, New York, and Manasquan. Joe's favorite word. Oh, no, you like freehold.
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 You're poking that freehold. And anyway, we are getting ready for some shit. You got some stuff to talk about, you said?
Yes. So, well, first off, Joe, what are you doing for your birthday?
Nothing. The best birthday I ever had was when I turned 32, 31, 32. I don't even remember. And I straight up said to Morgan, everyone's like, what are we doing for your birthday? Where are we going? I'm like, nothing. I told Morgan, don't make any plans. Don't call anybody over. Don't nothing. I don't even want a reservation anywhere. we're going to take this birthday as it comes. And literally, I did nothing the whole day. I think I
Yeah.
laid on the couch. I watched some Netflix. I took a nap, which I hadn't done in forever. I rested. And at the end of the night, I was like, you know what? I do want to go out to dinner. I looked online for a restaurant I wanted to eat at. I made a reservation. We went, we ate. It was amazing. And then I went to bed early and I loved it. The best birthdays, make no plans, shut your phone off, and just enjoy the day. I think I did yard work that day. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
Great day. So today's a little different because it's a Tuesday. I have like shit to do. So
You know what's weird too? Like when you're an adult, nobody gives a shit about your birthday. Like,
nobody gives a shit.
It's so funny. Like once I was like, I was doing something. See, my birthday's in a weird time because it's June 29th. So school's over, work's over. So like I've never been in school for my birthday. I've never been at work for my birthday. Like, you know how like, but like I remember like we were all like last month too. Like we were in this meeting at work and it was this guy I work with's birthday. And everyone's like, oh shit, like it's Stefan's birthday. And he's like, yeah, all right, well, thanks. Like,
Yeah.
and like you move on because like, what are you gonna do? Not work? Like, stop the presses for your birthday? Like, I never had that because like nothing's ever had to happen on my birthday. You know, like
Right.
my birthday's literally always been off from work, off from school. But I was
Yeah.
sad about that because like I always like was like, I want to be one of those people who like bring cupcakes to school on their birthday.
Yeah.
And like I never was able to. One time I had a class that was very sweet. I told them that. And on like June 27th is our last day around there. Never goes past like the 28th. A kid, they brought in cupcakes for me and they were like, you know, this way, because you'll never celebrate your birthday. That was sweet. You
A
know?
great way to tell if you're listening and that's your kid who has a summer birthday like that, a great way to make them feel better is to say, all the other kids have to go to school on their birthday. You never do. That's
That's
good.
true. Well, you know what I always thought? If I was a boss of a company, like let's say one day I owned like Poland Springs, right? Like
What the
if
hell is that?
Poland Springs, the water bottles,
Sure. Okay.
you never heard of Poland Spring.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Of course, yeah. Poland Spring, what I would say is like I always thought this, like I would give them a day off on their birthday, but you could either choose to have it on the day of your birthday or the day after your birthday. Like just to be a good boss. Like I feel like that would be cool. Like, hey, happy birthday. Here's my company policy. You either get off on your birthday or the day after. Cause like some people would take the day of and they'd be like, I'm gonna go ride a bike all day. Some people would be like, I'm gonna drink all night, take the day after, you know? But I thought that would be a nice little perk of working for me at
I
Poland
think it would
Spring.
end up being a pain in the ass because for the people when their birthday lands on a weekend or a holiday, then they're gonna like do their birthday offness like
Well, they
at a
could get
different
either
time during
Monday
the
or the
year.
Friday. That's
I would actually say fuck it. I'd be like, the rule would be if it's during a week because eventually your birthday will be during the week.
yeah, stick with
So
the
the years
company
that
long
it's
enough.
the years that it's not,
Like all you gotta
fuck
do is
yourself.
commit to 3 years with us, and chances are
Right.
your birthday will fall. Do you know what's
Yeah.
crazy, Joe? I am still on spring break. This has been the longest spring break in school history for us. Just the way it fell.
Did
We
you have all of last week off?
I had Saturday, Sunday, then a full week. So that's 7 days. Then another Saturday, Sunday, that's 9. Then they gave us off Monday and Tuesday. It's just the
Why?
way it fell. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. There's probably some holiday today, but
Mhm.
it's just off. So I've been off 11 days. It has been very long. Like the thought of going to work tomorrow sounds brutal right now, but I also could use talking to an adult,
Yeah, I feel you. I do
you
understand
know,
that. Well, you're doing it right now, kind of.
kind of. Yeah. They,
The other thing too about birthdays, real quick, it's so funny. Have you ever encountered an adult human who has the same birthday as you, and then they find that out?
and then they're like amazed and they want to like fucking.
It's like you turn into a little kid again. Like shout out to my friend Todd Youngman, very funny, hilarious comedian from Rochester, New York. Todd and I have the same
I
birthday,
saw
and
this
I
morning.
remind him of this all the time. When he found out when we had the same birthday, he was like, "Oh my god, my birthday's April 30th too." It was the funniest shit ever, but he was dead serious. It
But the
cracked me
thing
up.
that's so crazy is like, what are your chances of meeting? You're met a human. We've talked about this, but like, You meet so many people. There's 365 days that your birthday can land on. So the fact that you met Todd, worked with him, he's a comedian, and then your birthday's on the same exact day, it is very strange to me.
But is it like you find things in common with people all the time?
Yes, things in common. I like blue, you like blue. You know, I like the Jets, you like football. You know what I mean? Like those are common things. That's not one out of every 365 things.
Can I also read you real quick the text that Todd sent me this morning? It's very funny.
To my birthday twin.
I bet he does this to so many people. He goes, "Happy birthday, Joey. Eat plenty of sorry, I meant cake. Stupid autocorrect."
I don't think he says that to anybody else but you. On my birthday, he just said, "Happy birthday, man."
I have a birthday text that I send to people on their birthday. It's a picture. And when it's your birthday, I text it to you. And you only get it when it's on your birthday.
That's weird. I've known you for a few years. I've never got a picture.
I don't know that you want it.
Oh, it's one of those?
It's me with my ass fully out.
Oh, yeah.
And above my butt, I'm like turning and like giving the camera a thumbs up. And above my butt, it says happy. And below my butt, it says birthday. And it's like glittery and shiny. And then my dog's in the background, like, what the fuck is he doing? It's very funny.
Mine
I send it to people on their birthday.
Forward, I'm completely nude. And then there's a giant censored bar that says happy birthday.
You're the dumbest.
And I'm holding it like a cannon. All right. So this break has been long, right? So a few things happened. We did go to Legoland. Remember, I was telling you we were going to Legoland. So we did go to Legoland.
Now, I have a question. Was it the real Legoland? Because you looked like you might have been at off-brand Legoland.
No, there's 3 Legolands.
Okay.
I'm
guessing one's in Orlando.
One's in Florida. Yeah, I don't know if it's in Orlando. One's in like Atlanta, somewhere down there. And one is in Goshen, New York. Okay.
Random.
So it's a full on, first off, the hotel is Lego themed. So you walk into the hotel room, there's Legos everywhere. There's, it's just like everything is Lego. It's quite annoying actually, but it was fun. The TV only had the Lego movie on it. Like it had like Lego movie, Lego 1, Lego 2, Lego Ninjago, Lego Marvel. It had just Lego everything on it, which was fun. So anyway, we go there. I didn't feel good at all. I'm pretty sure. I remember I had talked to you. I had like flu A, B, and C, I think.
Yeah.
I was so
18,
Lucy,
19, and 20.
Lucy was scared to sleep in the bunk beds by herself. So I was like, no problem. You lay with mommy in the big bed and I'll lay on the bunk bed because I didn't want to cough all over her because I was pretty sick. The bunk beds were like these tiny little, well, they were beds for children.
Which you fit in.
And I laid in it and I just couldn't stop coughing. And Gaspare just kept looking down over and he's like, I can't believe you're in the bed with me. And then he's like, are you okay? Daddy, are you okay? And like, we just watched the Lego movie on loop, but it was fun. Legoland wasn't the point. We went to a restaurant. You ever go to like a Italian supermarket?
Yes.
Okay, so we went to this Italian supermarket.
Can I tell you something really quick? The big Italian supermarket in my hometown, you know what it's called?
Randazzo's?
It is.
Yeah, okay. I've heard of it.
Wow,
before.
bitch. Next.
I've heard of it before. It's this chain, right?
It's not a chain. It's like a Michigan thing.
I think it's a chain.
It's not. Anyway, keep going.
It's a chain.
You don't know shit about Michigan.
Well, I'm going to find out when I go to that chain.
Okay. And then go to it and it's not a chain. And you'll be like, oh, this isn't the fucking bodega called Randazzo's that I heard of.
It's a green awning?
No.
What color is the awning? Is it dark green?
Red.
Oh, yeah, red.
Oh, now it's red? Yeah.
So anyway, so we went to, on the way back, we went cave diving, right? And then we went.
Yeah, I saw that.
We went into the cave. And while we were in the cave, of course, the lady's like, do you guys have any questions? Gaspare had a question every chance he could ask a question. So the first question is, do you think that this cave's going to collapse? So she was like, no, I hope not. Then he kept asking all these Minecraft questions. at the end of the night, we ended up at this Italian supermarket. We became friendly with the people.
Do you just let him like keep asking these Minecraft questions?
Yeah.
Even though they had nothing to do with the cave?
No, they had to do with the cave. They were cave-related questions.
Like what?
Like, on the dripping rocks, how long do those take to form? And can I get one? And I'm
But
like,
what does that have to do with Minecraft?
in Minecraft, they call them dripping stones or something. In a real
Oh.
cave, they're called stagnolite and stagnamite.
I think they're called stalactites and stalagmites.
Oh, yes. Stalactites. Because they hang tight to the ceiling, and stalagmite, like maybe they'll connect. They might.
Yep,
I made
look
that
at
up.
you
But
friggin' scientist. No, but that's good. He's using what he knows about the world
that's
and
what I'm
connecting
saying.
it. Yeah, that's cool.
It was pretty cool. So anyway, so we're in this Italian grocery store that also was doing a sandwich testing, right? So
this is a holiday for you.
Oh, it was great. So now my sister comes, my brother-in-law, my niece, because it's not far from their house. We're all eating the sandwiches, right? They had Philly cheesesteaks. They had everything you could think of. So we're eating it all. Down the restaurant and the grocery store closed down. It was nighttime. So she's like, oh, we're closing. You guys can hang out and stay. So we ended up hanging out and staying all night at this supermarket. So she's like, listen, I don't have spoons. I don't have bowls for the kids, but let them go get ice cream. So my kids are walking around with tubs of ice cream, eating them out of the tub. And then she's like, anything you want in any section, any aisle, anything, just take it and just don't worry about it. So we ended up staying there and just
Are they
hanging
going out
out.
of business? Is this like a liquidation?
No, it's
sale?
like a super store. She was just like having fun with us. So she didn't want us to leave. So she was like, let the kids have fun too. So Gaspar's like in the thing, like slicing cold cuts. Like it was a lot of fun.
That's dangerous.
No, with me. So we had a great time. It was just cool. Did you ever? The point of the story is,
can I just say, with you cutting cold cuts with you is arguably more dangerous.
No, like we were just back there playing with the machines and stuff. Then we were like eating.
Is anyone else alarmed here? Like he's just back here with a hacksaw, letting his kid throw a ham hock on here to make slices.
The slicer.
This is horrifying. Literally, someone's going to call Child Protective Services.
I was with him.
Fuck.
Whatever.
I don't give a fuck.
Did you ever go in a supermarket after dark?
No, Gaspar. I've never been in a supermarket after dark.
It was so fun. Like, and then they were running through the aisles with the carts.
A little Staten Island.
No, this was in Pennsylvania.
Oh, this was in Pennsylvania. Oh, so you didn't even know this person.
Mm-mm.
Oh, wait, is this where the video was of all the wine in the cart?
Yeah. Then like we started talking, and then we were like, oh, I'll, make a video with you. She was like, what?
Oh, that was the woman. I was wondering who that was.
She's like, do you have any ideas for videos if you want to film some stuff in here? So I was like, I don't know, load up this cart with wine and I'll figure it out.
So wait, you just videoed throwing wine in a cart and you're like, I'll write the caption later.
Yeah.
Your creative process is pretty unique, I think.
Like, as long as I have the footage, I can figure stuff out. I have other things too that we filmed. I was like, oh, let me just stand by this table and clap. And I was like, I don't know, I'll figure it out one day. There's no logic to it. There was nothing. There was no video. It was just me clapping.
I think that's why people like your page. I do. I really do.
It makes no sense.
Because it's just sort of like a hodgepodge of, it's like a trip inside your brain.
Yeah. And then like we went to my sister's house and she had the chokey. Did you see that?
No.
So my brother-in-law made Matilda's chokey.
Was there a reason why?
There was like a school play in a local town where they live, and they were like reached out to him, and he was like, yeah, I can make you a chokey. So he made the chokey, and the chokey's like legit the chokey. So I was like to my sister, I was like, just give me 10 minutes, watch the kids. And I just went down and filmed a bunch of stuff with the chokey. I had no captions for it or anything yet, but I was like, I'll figure it out eventually. So
Gaspare Randazzo, you're one of a kind, I swear.
Thanks, Joseph.
You're welcome, Gaspar. I have emails.
Oh, yeah. And this is an emails only episode. And also, one last thing, the best birthday of my life, I was thinking when you were talking before, when I was like 13, I rode the bus all day. I just got on a bus with my friends and we were like, let's just see where we go. And we were just riding the bus. And then this girl got on the bus And we ended up like telling her it was my birthday. And she's like, congrats. You know, when you're like 13, that's a big deal. We were riding the bus and she's like, well, this is my stop. And I was like, all right. And then my friends were like, yo, it's his birthday. Give him a kiss. And she kissed me on the lips and just walked off the bus. That was the best birthday of my life.
Hilarious.
Like,
All
and
right,
it was like literally a peck. It was nothing. But like at the time, I was like, oh my God, I just kissed a girl.
Amazing.
And I loved it.
You guys can send your emails to thesocialstudiespodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from you. You can also support the podcast and become a Patreon member at patreon.com/thesocialstudiespodcast. That's patreon.com/thesocialstudiespodcast, where we give you bonus content 2 times a month and other stuff too in there too. But trust me, you want to become a Patreon member. Yeah, you know. Anyway, this week I asked for wild emails that came from parents in your classroom. Okay? The names have been didacted. The emails have been removed. Yeah.
Didacted, I think, is when you get like poisoned.
The names have been pterodactyl, and they are anonymous. I picked 3 good ones. I really went in here, and they're wild. I'm going to start with this one, Gaspar. The subject line just said complaint. Listen up. First of all, what a way to start an email to your kid's teacher.
What'd they say?
I just said, listen up.
Oh, I thought you were saying that to me. Like, listen up. What a way.
What would you do if the first line of an email from a parent said, listen up?
I would be like, wow, super fucking informal.
I would just be like, this is not how I think I would probably write back at that point and say, this is not how we do things. Try again.
I mean, I would keep reading. I'd be like, all right, tell me more.
Hell
now
no.
You got
Someone
me.
Starts with listen up with me.
Now I'm engaged. I'd be like.
So here we go. Listen up. When blank says they need to go to the bath. And by the way, you guys, I'm just reading these verbatim. All right. Listen up. And then it's this big run-on sentence. This is all one sentence. There's no punctuation at all. When blank says they need to go to the bathroom, you will let them go to the bathroom. And if they need they ass wipe, you wipe that ass too.
Wait.
When blank says
when Joe says he needs to go to the bathroom, let Joe go and you wipe that ass too.
You will let them go to the bathroom. And if they need they ass wipe, you wipe that ass too. No, absolutely not. There's no way. First of all, do you know what your teacher's getting paid?
But why? Hold on. When you taught kindergarten,
we do not wipe asses. Absolutely not. I would, if they were like, wipe my butt, I'd stand outside the door in front of everyone. And if they were begging for help, I would give them directions while facing away from the bathroom.
Correct,
and tell them what they need to do. Look to the left. There's toilet paper. Grab 4 squares. Fold it in half. Wipe your ass. Is there a mark? Fold it again. Wipe your ass. Like, or if there was a kid who just I knew couldn't handle that many directions, grab some toilet paper, crumple it up, wipe that ass. Like, I don't know. Like, no, we're not.
At what point
wiping.
do you just spray him with the hose?
There's so first of all, what parent wants this?
But here's the thing. What age is this email from? Because that's important.
That is a great question.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, technically, like Lucy can't wipe her own butt yet. You know what I mean? She's only in pre-K. They help her wipe her butt. So like, imagine they weren't. I would send a much nicer email. I wouldn't start it like that. But like,
and it didn't say that they were special needs or anything like that either in there.
But it's not even about special needs because they don't fully wipe their butt well till they're like 5.
Well, if a student had,
maybe
if
later.
A student has some sort of like physical disability and needs help with that, I guess.
But it's the wording. You don't just say wipe that ass when they want to wipe that ass.
No, not at all.
Because to me, I'd be like, no, now you got to figure it out, bud.
Yeah, now you're on your own. But in kindergarten, I've had like on the first day of school, I had a parent one time tell me, they're like, okay, just so you know, like they don't know how to wipe. it wasn't the first day of school. It was like meet the teacher, which was like 2 weeks before. Just so you know, they don't know how to wipe. So you might, and I was like, you have 2 weeks to learn. You have 2 weeks
Like
to learn.
they'll
There's
shit
tons of
every
YouTube
day
videos. You
from
got to
now
practice
till
this shit every day because we don't do that here. I straight up was like, we don't do that here. That's part of coming into kindergarten. You know how to do this. And when kids would shit themselves and piss themselves, which whatever, it happens, they're 5, right? You would just call home and be like, all right, now get it together, parents, because now you got to handle, we don't do this. So now you got to handle this. And you call the parent comes and picks them up. Now the parent's realizing I'm getting called every time this happens. So I need to step in and teach this kid how to do this because it's not fucking happening.
yeah.
We did sometimes in the beginning, the first half of the school year, when I taught in private school, the kids packed or the parents would pack us an emergency clothes kit. So if it did happen, we could give it to the kid and the kid could change. But there was a cutoff with that shit too, because you got to teach your kid that shit before kindergarten.
Yeah. It's listen, I don't know because my kids never ever ever use the bathroom in school. They're like home goers.
I was like that.
I think we talked about this. I don't ever remember using like going to the bathroom when I was in high school, middle school, elementary.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, I was like that. I don't think I really did until like later in life.
Yeah. Like where it's like comfortable, just go. I don't know. I don't remember, but
Weird.
Everybody loves bread, but we're not always loving all the extra carbs. Finally, there's Hero Bread. It tastes incredible while having no net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and fewer calories. Plus, it even has protein and fiber. It's soft, it's fluffy, it's everything you want in a piece of bread with none of the stuff you don't. So I got it recently. It is like a thinner bread. It comes like, it's like so airy. So I like to toast all my bread. So I toasted it. It's got like the same crunch of regular bread, but it tastes healthier. As I was eating it, I was like, oh, I'm eating bread because I was making a sandwich. I made grilled cheeses for my kids. It was delicious. Honestly, it was delicious bread. So Hero has whipped up delicious tortillas, buns, hot dog rolls, and even cheddar biscuits and croissants. Whether you're making a BLT, starting your day with some French toast, or heading to the neighborhood cookout, Hero has what you need to stick to your health goals while still eating the things you love. So don't give up on being a breadhead. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use code SOCIAL at checkout. That's code SOCIAL at HERO.co.
We got another one, and this one, Gaspar, I like this one, but okay. I'll read it to you first, and then I'll
Okay.
get your take. Okay. Dear Mrs. Blank, this might come across as complaining. Please know this is not my intention. However, you are calling me a lot. I am getting 2 to 3 calls from you per week. No offense. When he is at school, he is your problem. Handle it. You don't need to be calling me. Just handle it. You're the teacher, and when he's with you, you're in charge. When you call me, I think he is viewing me as your boss. I don't want him to think that. I want him to think that when he is with you, you are his boss. Let me know how we can solve this.
Okay. I actually kind of understand their logic.
Fully.
Because it's like looking at it from a teacher's perspective, like if I say to a kid, I'm going to call your house, meaning like I'm going to let mommy take care of you, that means that I can't handle you myself. So therefore I see what they're saying, but the whole like, he's your problem, not mine, like that just sounds fucked up.
Now, I think that this parent has like, I really do. First of all, as like putting myself back in that teacher spot, reading this at first, I got so hot because parents will come at you all some type of way in an email. And it's like, you don't fucking talk to me like that. You don't talk to anybody like that, right? So when I was first reading this and they were saying things like, he's your problem, handle it. You don't need to be calling me, just handle it. Like that part, I was like, oh. But I really do think that this parent has the right intention, because what they're saying is they realize when you call me, my kid thinks I do bad. You call me because you work for me. I'm still his number one in charge person, which the parent is. But this parent's being like, the only way we're going to handle this is if he starts to know when he is in your
You're an
classroom,
authority.
he is under your jurisdiction. Like, that's just how it is, you know? So I think this parent has the right idea, is just maybe should have like taken a day and thought about how they were going to write this before they wrote it.
Yeah, I mean, also the whole like, don't call me. Like, I love
Yeah.
when parents are like, yo, the school fucking calls too much. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, your kid's bad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you got 5 different teachers calling to tell you your kid's bad. That's why parents hang up. That's why parents block the schools and disconnect the phones. Because imagine you've been getting that phone call for the last 15 years. You know, it's annoying, but whatever.
I did see a video on Instagram a few weeks ago, and it was of this grandma who clearly has some sort of custody or something over her grandchild who has an IEP.
Oh,
And
you posted it.
she
Right?
was bitching. She was bitching, and her argument was kind of similar to this, but her connection that she was making it. God, those of you listening who aren't a teacher, an IEP is like a formal document for students with like learning disabilities or some sort of learning need or any special need. Her argument was that since he has an IEP, like that the IEP, that's what that's for. Like she was basically saying like, don't call me, he has an IEP. But in the video, she was going on further to say like that the phone calls that they were making to her is that he's like throwing chairs, getting violent, being like doing violent, dangerous things in school. And it's like, yo, just because a kid has an IEP doesn't mean that you're not going to be notified as a primary caregiver of the child. Like, what do you think he's just going to throw a friggin' desk at another kid and we're just going to be like, oh, he has an IEP. Like, so don't tell the parent. That's the most ass backwards way of thinking.
Well,
but if you were a parent, Gaspar, or primary caregiver, which you are, so like if Gaspar did some shit in school and they just like some violent shit and they didn't tell you, wouldn't you be more pissed?
Of course, but they tell you everything. So, also as I'm sitting here, Joe, I'm looking and I'm like, I'm so tan. I realized
you're so tan.
And yesterday was 85 degrees and we opened up the pool for the first time. So
really,
and while I was in the pool, my kids were in the pool from 10 o'clock in the morning till 6:30 at night. They only came out one time to go to the bathroom and eat pizza, and then they went right back in the pool. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Like, can you even imagine being in a pool for that long?
Yeah, I had a pool growing up.
Oh. Yeah, I hate water like that. I mean, I was forced to be in the pool all day also.
So you don't like beaches and swimming and like all that?
I like
you
it,
didn't seem to mind the pool when you were in a Netflix show.
I never went in.
You never went in it?
Very rarely. You didn't really go in the pool. It was just a facade. Because if you wanted to go in the pool, you had to take off your mic. And if you had to take off your mic, you weren't allowed to talk. So they didn't really encourage you to go in the pool.
But there's scenes where people are in the pool. So how'd
by
they do
themselves.
What do you mean?
If like you were allowed to go in the pool completely by yourself and not interact with anybody while you were in there. And
I think there are scenes where like 2 people are in the pool.
Yes. So then you'd have to tell them ahead of time that you want to go in the pool. Then they would rig all the microphones across the top. So like there would be microphones above you like hanging so that it could pick up the sound of you in the pool talking.
So even if you were in the pool,
if you're in the pool, like hanging out, having a conversation, like all 10 people on the show weren't allowed to all be in the pool next to each other having a conversation. Because like they would never pick up.
So if multiple people wanted to go in the pool, they would be like, okay, you and you can, but like you and you need to like sit at the edge or whatever.
Yes. Like you
Okay.
all need to be separate so that the microphones can pick up different ththings. Otherwise it would be chaos. But yeah, like we were in the pool so much yesterday. Like I completely like like my body was like on fire this morning when I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I completely forgot how sunny it is to just sit outside all day. I was like beet red. I mean, it looks nice to tan, but it hurts. This is not enjoyable.
It looks good. It looks good. But the difference is you're sunburned. You're not tan. Also, went to the dermatologist recently. And I knew that getting sunburn was bad, you know, melanoma and all that. I knew that. But she said, even if your skin is changing color because of the sun, that's not good. Like even if you're using sunblock and if your skin is still changing color, that's not a good thing.
I don't understand. What do you mean changing color?
Like, have you ever, like I have a little bit of a tan right now from when I was in Fort Lauderdale. I never got burned, but I did get a little bit of color.
Like look at my shoulder.
Bad. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I know. And
Right,
I had
but
suntan
hold on. Sun what?
I don't know, whatever, the lotion stuff. The deodorant.
Sunscreen?
Well, yeah, whatever.
But
I don't know. I don't use it. Melissa sprayed me with some shit because she was like, you're literally red. I don't ever put it on.
Right. So that's the issue.
Yeah. But my kids are beet red. Everybody's beet red. And
that's not good.
And they were applying suntan lotion the whole time. I just feel like
so my dermatologist
all the
straight
time,
up,
you're fine.
She was like, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
That's like saying I smoke one cigarette. You're going to get.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Someone in the comments on YouTube is going to clock us for that, which is okay. But listen, she straight up told me, she's like, you need to be reapplying your sunscreen every 2 hours. And she even went and I'm not doing this, but she's like, you need to wear a hat that covers your face and long sleeves when you're on the beach. I was like, ma'am, like
long sleeves.
I'm going to do as much as I can do. And we're going to call. But she said, even if your skin is changing color, like I got a little tan, but no sunburn, so that's still bad. Still bad. Who knew?
Well, I don't tan to tan.
You know who knew? Australia knew. Because when you are in Australia, they have pumps of sunscreen at the bar even.
Yeah, because it's just like a sun country.
I think there's also a hole in the ozone layer above Australia. So I think that they're like the sun in Australia is even worse for you.
Well, one time I met this guy who was from Australia, but I met him in the Caribbean, and he was literally looked like he was a bog person. Remember when we talked about those bog people? His skin was straight up tar, and I still remember him. I was 18. He had the Rolling Stones tattoo of the lick. You know what I'm talking about? The tongue out, and it was just like on him, but like you couldn't actually see it. It looked like it was like drawn with a crayon. Like his body was just straight leather. On that trip was the first time also I went to a nude beach by accident. I was with my friend and his little brother, and we're walking. All of a sudden, this guy was building a sandcastle. We're like, wow, look how amazing this is. This guy turned around. He was Caribbean. Joe, it was like, it was literally, if you're watching at home, you know what I'm talking about. It was touching his knee. No. And he turned and it was like, ah,
and it knocked over the sandcastle.
Like, it was literally like, oh, hey.
What did you guys say?
We were like, oh my God, we ran. We were kids. We were like, oh, we were with my friend's little brother. So we were like shielding his eyes. It was like an anaconda for real. Like I never knew.
Frankie B?
No, this put Frankie B in the cage. It was completely soft and touching his knee. Like that's dangerous. That's very dangerous.
That is.
He's probably nude by default because he can't put pants on. Like there's no way you can. What are you gonna squeeze a pair of jeans up that?
That is crazy.
And honestly, though, so I knew a guy. Well, I knew a girl who knew a guy, and he had his balls were extra large, like massive. to the point where it was like a condition. They were
Mm-hmm.
like inflated balls, and he
Oh.
couldn't wear pants, period. Like he had to wear loose.
A kilt?
No. He had to wear like sweatpants or like elastic band
Because his
pants.
balls were so
Dude,
big.
it wasn't like, it was actually sad. Like she used to show us pictures and be like,
Of his balls? Now that's
No.
sad that she did that.
pictures of him in pants, and you were like, oh, like they were like a bulge. Like, okay, yeah, you wear
Like a
gray
bowling
sweatpants.
ball?
Also, like, why gray sweatpants? Like, when
You can
any
fully-
sweatpants?
No.
Like, if I wore a pair
Grays?
of orange sweatpants right now, you couldn't see my thing. But if I wore gray,
I don't
it's
know
like,
what it is,
oh,
but
shit.
gray Gaspar is the best for seeing full on dick print, because I think the technical term.
Well, this guy's balls, you saw
I
them
don't
through
know.
anything.
I don't know how I know this. The technical term of the cusp of your penis head is called the corona.
Ah.
And the corona is very visible in gray sweatpants, I believe, because it makes that impression, and then there's a shadow. So,
Okay, hear me out. What if a person has no imprint, right?
mhm.
Because it's so long that
I always wondered this too, or because there's like still a shade on the lamp.
you're talking about uncircumcised? Well, I don't know about that.
I loved watching the gears.
Well, I don't know
watching
anything
the gears.
about that, but like, let's say it's super long, right? Technically, okay, if they have like a print, maybe it's a short and stout and it's picking out. But now if it's really long and it's hanging low, like what if it's like, you think that guy it's touching his knee, he's not going to have a print up top. The print is by his knee and no one's
Right,
looking by the knee. So they're like, oh, this guy's got no dick. And then it's like, oh, he's got lots,
I
know?
don't think it works like that.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't think it works like that.
Like,
but wait,
what if it's that wrapped up and in? It's like going through your legs because it's so long. I'm just saying.
This podcast episode took the turniest of turns. Wait. But wait, hold on.
So the guy with the big balls,
so that's
he had to go to the
thing.
medical. He had to go to the hospital every once in a while to like literally get them drained because they would get
and they
filled
kept
with
filling.
fluid, and they were like, I'm talking about like, picture the biggest meatballs, like picture like mounds of sandbags. No, hell no. Are big balls attractive to a person who likes men?
They can be. Okay, here's the thing. There's this fetish or like kink
keeping the dogs in the tub.
The dogs in the tub.
Oh, never mind.
Whoa! I need to know whatever the hell that is.
I didn't make this up. This is a thing. It's not a thing I would think of when you're having sex, primarily with a woman. I guess it would. Your thing is in. You're doing the Facebook poke, and then you try to take a ball and stick it in there with it, and then you try to stick the other one. But when you go to stick the other one pops out, like trying to keep a dog in a tub. I didn't make that up. I don't even know how I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no, I would never try that. That's weird as hell.
That's bizarre. But there is this kink. I don't know what it's called, and it's primarily in like certain sectors of gay culture where guys will inject their balls with saline to make
Please
them
stop talking about it. It's freaking me out.
gigantic. It's almost like an like they're fucking like, to hold the whole sack, you would have to do like this. It's wild.
They need better help.
They need better help.
First off, injecting anything. I don't know what saline is. I know I've given it to Lucy and for nose stuff, like if her nose is running.
Yeah.
Anything where you're injecting into your body parts, how does it go away?
Couldn't tell you.
Also, I know a guy once who took a bunch of Viagra. he got these Viagra pills from his doctor, and he was
Uh-huh.
like, whatever, it'll be fun. He's like, dude, do you know how Viagra works?
Not, doesn't it? It's like a vasodilator, right? Like it like opens your.
All right, no, I'm not talking
veins?
about medically. I don't know what the word you just said, but that just hurt my chest listening to a vasodilator. Oh, that made me nauseous. I'm talking about it goes up, right? So it goes up.
This fucking water bottle, I swear to God.
You still finish. It just stays up. He didn't know that.
I didn't
know that either. He said, so like, it'll just be up. Like you'll come, but then it'll still be up. Like it stays hard even after you finish. So it's not like, oh, once you finish, it goes down, it's done. It's still hard.
Had no idea.
Me neither. So he's like, him and his wife were kind of like, all right, we're done. And he's like, I'm not.
Right. Last fun fact for you. Male porn stars will inject their penises with, I don't know what it's called, but it's something that just like keeps it like that.
Yeah, probably Viagra.
Liquid Viagra. Anyway, you guys, what an episode. We really took you on a full fucking journey this week. We love you so much. Do this. Become a Patreon member at patreon.com/the Social Studies Podcast. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Also, write us in the YouTube comments and subscribe to us over there, the Social Studies Podcast. We love hearing from you, regardless how you let us know. And as always, send us your wild-ass emails so we can read them on the podcast. The Social Studies Podcast at gmail.com. We love you guys so much. Get your tickets at thejoedombrowski.com.
And GaspareRandazzo.com. Know that.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.